Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today I'm going to be doing part 4 of What If Deku Was a Saiyan. Yes, I'm going to be delivering part 4 for you guys today because you guys destroyed the last light goal, and do not worry about the what if Naruto's mother grandson and what if Naruto was taken by Raikage. Those will be out soon as possible, guys. I'm working on them, so they will be out in a day or two, guys, okay? So don't worry about them. So get this one to over 110 likes to get part 5, and comment as much as possible down below and tell me what you think of this what if. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Start the intro.
Remember the moment you left me alone and broke every promise you ever made. I was an ocean, lost in the open. Nothing can take the pain away. So you can throw me to the wall. Tomorrow I will come back, leader of the whole pack. Paint me black and blue. Everyone will shake me, every scar will build my throne.
So to do a little bit of a recap, in the last part, you can watch it on the playlist. Yeah, just switch across and watch all the others 1, 2, 3 on the playlist. But the last part, Deku met Momo. After they talk and get to know each other and explain their quirk to each other, Deku ended up flying her to her house, and she was so excited because she and Deku were just soaring through the air. After that, they exchanged number to keep in touch. And Deku was like, yeah, after that he got totally red and realized that he was talking to a smoking hot girl. So, at the beach, there was a lot of citizens. The beach became more popular and popular because the citizens were wondering which hero, like it must be a voluntary work or something, because they couldn't think of any hero that would come with the magnitude of that power to clean up the beach. Because when they think of heroes that can clean up the beach so quickly, they think of All Might, Endeavor, or someone else. But those guys are too popular to waste their time to clean up a beach. So they're wondering who cleaned up the beach, because the beach is getting more popular and popular because now it was a beautiful place that people go to relax. Although there was rumors going around that there was a skinny blonde-haired man, All Might in his weaker form, yelling at an even buffer kid with long darkish greenish hair, and he was cleaning on the beach with inhuman speed. Yeah, so there was rumors going around about this. People thought to themselves, who were those individuals, and is the both of them responsible for returning the beach back to its glory? The world may never know, because every time they saw like this kid, the rumors going around, and they tried to come to Deku and talk to him, he would just disappear like he was never there in the first place. Other than that, today was a very special day. Today was the day of the UA exam. All Might had told Deku to meet him at the beach before the UA exam started. So after All Might arrived there in his truck, he was looking around to spot Deku, and then he saw someone floating above the water in a meditation pose. The person aura around him is white aura. You can see it, it was visible, because Deku was just floating above the ocean with his eyes closed. Deku's white key, and then on his other arm is a red vein. The red vein started to spark through his whole body. The power of One for All and his white key are merging together inside of Deku's chest. They're just coming together, but before they could touch, it just disappeared. And Deku opened his eyes and said, damn it, I messed up again. Because Deku has been trying something. He's trying to merge his quirk with the power of One for All. The reason why Deku is trying to do this, because he has the ability to create Ki Blast, but he wants to put the force of One for All inside of it. So when he fired off a Ki Blast, it will be super powerful. And he wants to put the key inside of One for All. So when he fired off a Detroit Smash or something, he wants to force his key inside of that punch to make it even deadlier. but it was not working out. He was trying to merge his two quirks together, but it was not merging for some reason. Every time at the same point, it just vanished. All Might walked up to Deku and placed a hand on Deku's shoulder and said it didn't work again, didn't it? Because All Might had full idea over what Deku was trying to do. But he knew that it was hard for Deku to complete. Even with his physical power and strength, this was on a different level. This needed a physical timing and a right moment. He couldn't force this power with strength. So All Might knew that Deku was frustrated all the time because Deku wanted this to work. Because he wanted to make his power more stronger. Because when he used them one by one, like the Ki Blast and the Detroit Smash, they're powerful. But if he could combine them, he would be totally unstoppable. Deku turned around and looked at All Might and said, yeah, it's still not completing. I don't understand. I've tried this for weeks now. Because Deku has been trying this for the past 2 weeks that he had left. All Might was very intrigued by the idea because he thought that this would make Deku even more powerful, but he just cannot seem to get on top of it. In theory, if he was able to control and merge the two quirks together, All Might believed that Deku would even be stronger than him, but it was hard to control the raw power of One For All and combine the soft and the calmness of his ki. It was hard to do. It took All Might years to master One For All. Even then, it still caused him a lot of stamina. So, with what Deku's trying to do is trying to use two very powerful quirks and combine them, and that even gonna drain him more. So he didn't think that it would be possible for Deku to complete right now. It had to be stressed and hard on the body, especially for Deku, who only had his quirk for 10 months now, and All Might has his quirk for years and working on it. So Deku needs to take some more time and more develop it. But All Might know that Deku is not the one to slack down. He's gonna push himself even harder to complete this project. All Might knew Deku's frustration that he cannot complete this, but cheer up, and you need to get up in shape because the exam are going to start in 2 hours. So you need to get all of this distraction and everything out of your mind because you need to pass the UA exam in the first place. So, to cheer Deku up, All Might transformed into his mighty form and said, don't worry, young Midoriya. I understand your frustration and everything, but you can work on that maybe later. But for now, you need to go and pass your UA exam so you can become an inspiring and shining hero to protect and serve and save these people of this world from bad, evil villains. So young Midoriya, you have bigger fish to fry. The exam are going to start in a couple of hours, so you need to get your mind on your A game, okay? This is the day you put all of your training to the test. This is what you have been training for the past 10 months. You said you want to excel above your peers and become the #1 hero and the next symbol of peace, right? Are you going to throw that all away just because of failed attempt of controlling your quirk you had for just 10 months? Deku looks down and tightens his fist. He knew what All Might was saying was 100% true. He shouldn't let something like that discourage or distract him. Of course, there are things in life he won't succeed at his first try, but no one is perfect. He's just a human, for crying out loud. Or is he? He looks at All Might and said, you're absolutely right, All Might. I didn't come this far to lose right now. All of this hard work I did for the last 10 months is bringing me to this point to pass the UA exam. And Deku thought in his mind, and plus, I get to see that hot girl again. But don't worry, All Might, I will pass the exam with flying colors. And Not only will I get accepted in the number one school, I will become the number one applicant and outpass everyone else. And that is because I will be the number one hero. Deku had a huge smile on his face, full of confidence. All Might was surprised because he never heard Deku so sure of himself. Usually he would be very modest, timid and shy, but it seems that All Might successfully brought Deku's spirit up to where there needs to be. I would accept nothing less from you, my boy, All Might said with a huge smile on his face. All Might then pulled out and checked his phone and see that the exam are only an hour and a half away from starting. They were talking so long, they managed to talk out about 30 minutes. You should go back home and get ready because the exams are going to start in an hour and a half. For these special occasions, I'm going to let you take off your training weights because all along Deku still had on his training weights. I want you to perform at your absolute best and be the number one applicant for this year. So feel free to go all out if it is necessary. Deku had a huge smile on his face because he was forced to carry 50 tons on each limb 24/7 for several months now. Even when he was sparring with All Might, he had on the training weights. Deku knew that he could keep up with All Might with his training weights on, and All Might was the number one best hero in the world. So, how powerful has he really gotten? He scurried to pick up his things, and All Might said, "That's my successor. Keep training hard and doing your best." All Might pointed to the sky and said, "No one would be on your level." Well, I'll talk to you later, All Might. I'll let you know after I finish the exam. Well, see you later. And don't over-exert yourself fighting villains, Deku said. As he looked down at All Might, then he started to float in the air, and Deku burst off with a supernatural speed of flight. All Might stood there for a second, looking at if Deku was key as he left it in the air after he blasted off. And a few seconds passed, Deku was no longer visible. "Show them what you're made of, kid. I'll be watching and giving my support," All Might said in his mind. "Man, I haven't felt this light in a long while," Deku said as he flicked and soared around in the air. He flew towards the UA exam building. He was now dressed in his normal formal UA exam uniform, with his yellow backpack on. Oh, I didn't tell you this. He went back to his house and he took off his training weights, but I just skip out that part and I make him go straight to the UA exam. So without the weights, Deku feel like his whole body was lighter than a feather. He could do things that he couldn't do when he had on the weights. He was now incredible speed, agility, strength. Even his strength has been increased. He loved the feeling of this. Earlier, Deku had received a text from Momo wishing him good luck on the exam. He replied that thank you, as his mother also wishes him luck on the exam. Deku was extremely happy that he has people supporting him on his journey to become the number one hero. Deku landed right in the schoolyard and he sensed a familiar key behind him. He turned around to see Bakugo. He turned around and faced him and greeted him good morning, and he asked him if he's ready for the UA exam. Over the past 10 months, Deku got over his fear of Bakugo because it's no need to fear him now because he's about 10 times stronger than him. So Deku no need to fear him. Deku's strength is above every student in the school right now. Bakugo looks at Deku up and down. He's sizing Deku up. He looks at Deku and said, "You've gotten taller, Deku." It was funny because over the years, Bakugo didn't really hate him or treat him like a worthless, quirkless loser anymore because he realized that Deku has his quirk now. So Deku was on like the food chain. Deku wasn't below it. So he was speaking to Deku in normal terms. He didn't yell at him or anything. He cannot call him worthless or loser or anything because now Bakugo has to look up on Deku and Deku has to look down on him because Bakugo was about 7 inches shorter than Deku now. It still annoyed Bakugo. Just how in the hell did he get so taller than me? Damn it. Bakugo thought to himself, is his quirk like a miniature quirk of Mount Lady or something? Because Deku growed crazy, he get taller so quick, over just 10 months. Deku realized that Bakugo was just staring him down, and Deku said, it's good to see you too, as he laughed at Bakugo's behavior. Deku knew that Bakugo hated the fact that he now stood taller than him. Deku would occasionally now tease Bakugo, yes, Deku would tease him and told him that he was taller than him, and every single time Deku said this, Bakugo cursed at him and wanted to set him on fire. And Deku said something that pissed off Bakugo every time. If you can reach me, try ahead. Deku knew that Bakugo was shorter than him, so he will always say that, and Bakugo's reaction made Deku just crack up in laughter. Bakugo's attitude changed and he said, whatever, just don't get in my way, and he walked off. Bakugo started to walk in the UA exam altar as other students saw him on the news and recognized him from the slug villain attack. They were amazed that someone his age could survive that attack. Deku thought to himself, I'm not defenseless anymore because I am now stronger than ever, and thanks to All Might, I will be the #1 hero. Deku thinking to himself with confidence, he began walking. Then he accidentally tripped on his own feet. And then he said, or I will just die, as he is heading to the ground. Deku knew he was going to fall. He was already close to the ground, so he didn't focus on flying or anything, so he didn't activate his ki. So he was just waiting for the pain to hit his face when he fall on the ground. But he realized that he was floating, and he said, wait, but I didn't activate my ki, what happened? So how in the world was he in mid-air, defying the laws of gravity? Then he heard someone beside him said, are you okay? He tried to turn and look where the voice was coming from, but he was stuck in mid-air and couldn't move properly. So he started panicking and flailing his arms around as he started begin to get back his balance. The same voice laughed as she helped Deku back up to his feet. Deku calmed down as he felt gravity return to him. He again had control over his body. I stopped you with my quirk. I'm sorry I didn't ask you first, but I figured you didn't mind me catching you. Deku turned around to see his savior. She was a girl, standing about 5'4". Before Deku could even think about anything else, his face started to get red as the girl in front of him was highly attractive. And the fact that she saved him from tripping over himself also made him a little embarrassed. But he did his best to keep his cool. No, it's fine, you don't have to apologize for anything, Deku said. I should be the one thanking you for saving me from hitting my face on the ground. He smiled as he just rubbed the back of his head out of habit. Well, guess I'll see you inside, she said as she ran off and said bye to Deku. Deku stood there as he just processed what just happened to him. As Deku's mind started to flare and he said, holy crap, that's the second girl I just talked to recently. It is true. Not counting his mother, he doesn't have much communication with the opposite sex. It was not until he met Momo, he was starting to have a little more socialization in the female category. Deku stood there just thinking about everything. Then he shook it off and said, I have to get inside of the building, and he ran inside. The written exam was a breeze. Deku felt that he aced it. During his 10-month training, Deku made sure to be focused on his studies as well. As when he wasn't cleaning up the beach, he was studying. So Deku was more intelligent. What is the reason of having a godly strength if you don't know how to use it or use it in certain situations? So you have to have the brains with the bronze. When Deku tell All Might that he was going to be the best and excel above everyone, he didn't mean physically, he meant mentally as well. Deku looked at the paper and saw his assigned seat in the auditorium. When he reached there, he saw no other than Bakugo at his left. Deku think that it must be because they were from the same middle school. As the last few people entered, the lights turned out, and it was the mic hero on the middle of a stage because he was the only one loud enough to not really use a mic because he could just speak with his own voice. The mic hero told them everything and told them about the specific villain and the battle center for people in Battle A and Battle B, and he told them that the huge robot is worth 0 points. Yeah, so they asked why is it important for it to be here. The mic hero just told them that it was an obstacle. So yeah, after that he explained everything to them. And they go to their relative centers and they put on their hero costume for the first time. When they arrived to the battle center, Deku was completely amazed to see the place. It was just like an big empty city. So this was a place that he could go all out on without damaging anything of value or anything, because it was meant to be destroyed. Just show how top notch of a school UA is to have this place, and kids can come here to pass a test here. They can get a place like this because it was super huge. It was like a real city. As soon as he stepped out, he took a deep breath. He is wearing the same costume like in the original, but it was a bit taller, and yeah, it had more room because he had to have it tailor-made because his body has grown over the last 10 months. Deku clenched his fist and said it's time to do it. It's time to show All Might and everyone here what I've been doing for the last 10 months. Deku feels this blood boiling inside his body because he really wants to go out there and show everyone his new form speed, power and agilities. But then Deku found his body shaking and he asked himself why is he shaking. He's not nervous or anything, but he thought to himself, this isn't from anxiety, this is from the rush of fighting robots. His body like it wants to fight. It's like a primal instinct, like it wants to take on the challenge and complete it. Because it's a Saiyan, guys, a Saiyan instinct love to fight. The whole confidence and everything full Deku with a certain rush to just run out there and destroy everything in his path. He felt this a long time ago. It was when he was up against a slug villain and he felt a rush of speed and primal nature. Now it was happening again, but for some reason it was showing itself in shaking. Deku was so on edge, he wants to just go out there and smash everything in his path. It was getting like time was losing and they were taking a really long time to start this because Deku just want to go out there and use his Detroit smash and everything. Deku looks around as he look at all this, like the competition. Everyone seemed to be confident, like they have lots of confidence inside of them, like they do not fear what come if they lose or anything. Deku looks around because he was looking for the girl he met earlier at the school gate. He saw her and said he was about to thank her, but when he was walking over there, he felt a hand on his tracksuit. It was placed on his shoulder, and he turned around to see a smart guy looking in glasses, yeah, because his attitude just gave off a nerdy smart guy feeling to Deku. Then told Deku that that girl was trying to focus, so he shouldn't interrupt her or make she lose any focus while doing her entrance exam. Then Ida asked Deku if he want her to lose the entrance exam because he's gonna get all over her head and make she get flustered and everything. But Deku looks at him and said, no, that's nothing like that. But then Deku think to himself and said, he's right. I shouldn't be getting in anyone's way now. I should just let everything play out normally. As Ida and Deku was talking, Deku looked so nervous and he was shaking his hand. Everyone thought to themselves that this was one less threat to them because they thought that Deku was no competition. Even though he was big, they thought that he might have some strength quirk or something, but he looked like a nerd and he didn't have like competition in this. And they all thought they could get in and he's one less competition in their way to pass. Deku said to himself he feel like the others locked out because that he's here. because he's nervous and stuttering and everything, they may feel that he's weak or something, but they're to get the shock of their life. Deku could tell that they were ready to start the entrance exam. Everyone around him, they all stepped back when they saw the green lightning appear from Deku's body and the red veins. Deku said in his mind, I will start with 5%. So all of the kids were wondering, yes, all of them were wondering if Deku had some kind of electrical quirk or something. But they didn't know that the Mic Hero was above them. And when they noticed it, he shouted start and everyone head off. But guys, I'm end here. If you want to see the next part of this, get this to over 110 likes. I'll be dropping the next part as soon as possible, guys. But for now, I'm out. Peace.